What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I have a very special guest with me, my boy Ashton. We're going to be recording some IRL content for you guys in the near future. But while he's here, I figured we might as well make a tier list together. So we cooked up an idea. We're going to be talking about the ways that you can get women out of your league. Okay, so we have a bunch of ways on this list right now, and we're going to be ranking it from you're finished all the way up to confirmed model, right? If you end up in you're finished, it just means that no matter what you do, you're pretty much done, right? Like it's over for you. And if you end up at the top, that means that if you leverage these specific things that we're going to talk about, you're probably going to pull a model. So is there anything you want to add, Ashton, before we get started?
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Subscribe. The first thing we have on the list is money. So I'll let you start off. What do you think about money? Where do you think this is going to go? Leveraging your money and your finances to get a hotter girl.
I think it's cope because this is like a black pill term, but genuine desire, right? An interesting thing I found and figured out is that a lot of quote unquote bums, drug dealers, that archetype of guy ends up with hot and attractive girls, whereas rich guys end up paying me for consultations because they can't get women. And not only that, a lot of times the guys that are rich and have women, the actual relationship dynamics and, attraction, all that shit is not, I guess, ideal, if you will. The girl is just using him as a fucking dollar sign, gold digging, beta bucksing, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So yeah, I would say money is mostly cope, but if we are looking at this from a transactional point of view, it can be effective.
Yeah, you also have to look at it in terms of like, dude, every rich guy, even if they're not attracting women in the right way, which is like, the whole genuine desire thing, they still more often than not end up with attractive women.
Exactly.
Like if you compare a guy who's short and ugly, who's broke, versus a guy who's short and ugly and rich, I guarantee you the short and ugly and rich guy is gonna at least be with a looks match or higher. I rarely see rich guys end up with unattractive girls, but it's always like you said, like the dynamic is off. The girl doesn't really love him. He usually gets used as a beta bucks. But then you also have to think about it from the perspective of like, you're still kind of pulling out of your league, right? So, where do you think we'd put this? Leveraging your money. Do you think it's cope?
Confirm baddie. Because from a transactional point of view, it's excellent. But then there's complications when it comes down to the dynamics and whatnot,
Yeah, it can't go in at the very top just because of that.
No.
Yeah, all right, let's go to the next one. We have manipulation. I think this is actually probably one of the most effective ways to do it. A lot of people are gonna, have problems with this and say that it's immoral and whatnot, but the truth is that when you tap in with her emotions and you make her feel like her SMV is lower than yours, even when it objectively isn't, because the thing that people don't understand is that like women's brains just aren't objective, dude. Like people think women will look at you and then come up with a number in their heads of like, okay, this guy has an SMV of 7, this other guy has an SMV of 8, so I'm gonna go with the guy who has an SMV of 8. But if the guy with the lower SMV makes her feel like his SMV is higher, because perception is reality, right?
Yep.
It will be better. And one of the best ways to do that is through manipulation.
Yeah, I would agree. And manipulation is like a buzz term that we're using because we know we'll get, emotions out of you guys. But the truth is, the quote unquote nice guy is more of a manipulator than the bad boy, because the nice guy is trying to, be nice, please her, do the right thing to try to get into her pants, not even because he's doing it out of the goodness of his heart. Whereas the quote-unquote bad boy, very cringy terms, I'm aware.
Yeah, that's some Casey Zander shit.
Right, or some fucking Alpha M shit.
Yeah.
But he's portraying himself in a certain way because he wants to demonstrate value. That's what you're manipulating. When you're being manipulative, all you're doing is manipulating your own personal value so other people perceive you in a certain way. It's actually very smart. So I'll put manipulation at confirmed baddie or confirmed model.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, that's part of the problem for why, like, the people will say things like, well, I just want to be myself. I shouldn't have to manipulate. I shouldn't have to change her perception of me. Life is a game of perception, guys. Life is a game of getting people to perceive you a certain way so you get the things that you want. And it's like, okay, it's like saying, oh, I want to be myself, so I'm not going to act professional and dress professional for the job interview. It's like, just like how you change in professional context, there are certain things and behavioral demonstrations you can do to come off as more attractive to women.
Right.
And part of that as well is sort of tapping into your true self. Because I feel like, you and I talked about this. Subconsciously, we do these things naturally when we're in a flow state. But so many of you guys are sort of trapped behind a layer of inhibition, a layer of fear, a layer of not being able to express yourself. And we have to kind of unravel that by teaching you these tactics. And really, they're not tactics. They're things that you should be naturally
doing. You're cooking
doing.
hard with this one. I don't want to drag this too long, but this is the thing with the nice guy, right? They don't even want to be a nice guy. That's not even their true self. They feel like they're kept in a fucking box. They're holding back their words, etc., etc.
Right.
Being manipulative or demonstrating value is not about being not authentic or inauthentic or incongruent. When you do this correctly, you're actually becoming someone you actually want to be and who you actually are when done correctly, right? So,
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one. Just be first theory. So what this means is pretty much be the first love interest of her life, because you're gonna be much more likely to leave an imprint on her. Like if it's a chick you met in high school, you notice how like high school relationships, they usually debunk the black pill because sometimes the guy is like way uglier than the girl, but because he was her first and he was sort of her first love interest, her attachment to him is so fucking strong.
yes.
And it's so hard for her to leave him, even for more attractive guys. Like she probably has hotter guys hitting on her, guys who have more money and shit, but she stays loyal to that one guy because of this like strong connection that she has to him from a younger age.
Right. Even this works with guys as well. I think it's more dominant in women as far as the effect. But like everyone's first love will leave an imprint for eternity.
Yeah.
I'll even go to the extreme level of saying that most women are still in love or have strong emotions towards that first guy that dug her the fuck out. So, yeah, just be first theory is quite effective. But here's the reality. We're in our early 20s. You guys are probably teenagers or in your 20s, 30s, etc. Even
Clock's ticking, bro.
or the clock is ticking, bro. Like, if you're trying to just be first, good fucking luck, especially with attractive women.
But yeah, I mean, some guys are just going for the younger chicks, you know, and it's like,
That's a good strat. As far as 18-year-olds, go for the 18-year-old.
yeah, I mean, low, like, here's the thing, right? The studies are conclusive on this. Lower mileage, less experience equals more likely to be loyal, hotter, more feminine, etc. So, you know, this take can get a lot of people canceled, but it's just the truth. Where would we put it though? Just be first theory. I would say at the bare minimum, if you were her first, you could easily get a looks match, right? Easily get a looks match. So I would put this at like looks match minimum for
Right.
sure, for sure. All right, next up we have looks, because this video is about ways to get girls out of your league. But if you improve your looks, your league improves. So then you're not really getting girls out of your league. You're just making your own league higher, which helps you get the girls in your league. This video is about getting girls who are more attractive than yourself. And you know what's funny about a lot of good-looking people? I think you and I talked about this. A lot of these looks maxers are frauds, G. Like you look at their girlfriends, they're mid as fuck. Bro. They're so fucking mid, and
Yeah,
it's like,
tragic,
how
yeah.
are you gonna do all that looks maxing just to end up with like a 4? You know, it's like you guys are doing all this looks maxing shit. This is why I believe in games so much. They'll be looks maxing and then end up with like a girl who's way lower SMV than themselves, and you just know these guys can't talk to girls. These guys don't understand anything about like engaging their emotions and shit. So, you know, of course, improving your looks is gonna help you get hotter girls, but if you just rely on looks, you're only gonna end up with looks matches and lower.
Yeah, I
matches
would
and
agree.
lower.
I think looks don't matter. I think it's just about being yourself and being confident and having good frame and good game.
Aye, bro. Enough coping, enough copes. Meeting women IRL as opposed to dating apps. What do you think about that?
I have so much to say about this, but it's way, way, way better. And I made, a lot of growth on my YouTube channel because of, my dating app tactics, but I'll still say every day of the week that cold approach is 20 times better. Because here's the thing. When you see a hot girl in real life, there isn't some algorithm that determines whether she sees you or not, right?
Yeah.
It's
You're brute forcing her to interact with you.
Right, it's you and your balls. You see a
Right.
hot girl, it's you and your balls,
Right.
whether you're gonna fucking meet her and she's gonna get to know you or not, right?
Yeah, Jesse Pinkman's cooking with this.
But it's the truth, yo.
Yeah, no, it's true. And also, like, dude, I mean, you've been on, Ashton's the king of the dating apps. He teaches guys text game and shit. Dating apps, from your experience, you usually get girls.
My looks match.
Looks
Yeah.
match your midder. It's very rare that you get a girl who's more attractive than you, because those girls have so many options. It's like, you saw my Tinder experiment video. So running sets IRL, meeting girls IRL, sort of evens the playing field a little bit more. And if you guys don't believe me, a lot of these looks maxers say the same shit. They say that when they go out and approach and meet girls IRL, they have so much more success than on the dating apps, despite these guys being Chad lights or higher. So I'm gonna say meeting women IRL is definitely confirmed baddie. If you run sets and you meet girls IRL, with the next thing that we're gonna talk about, confirmed baddie, which is volume. Because some girls are gonna find themselves out of your league. Some girls, you're not gonna meet their minimum looks threshold. But the beautiful thing about life and about women is that everything is subjective. Two girls could be equal looking. One of them has a much higher looks threshold than the other. So to two equally hot girls, one of them might be like, damn, this guy's my type. And the other one would be like, this guy's ugly. I would never in a million years. So this is why by leveraging volume and simply talking to more hot girls, at least one of them is gonna find you attractive in theory, assuming you're not like a sub 5 or anything, assuming you're not like a sub 3. So yeah, what do you think about that?
I'm tired of guys complaining about, having poor results and they haven't done 100+ sets yet. And if you've done 100+ sets, it's still a fucking warm up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do 100 more, right?
Yeah.
Volume is key.
Volume is key. I think this should go at the top of confirmed
Yeah,
baddie.
confirmed baddie.
Yeah. And the more volume you run on hot girls, the less nervous and stressed you're gonna be, because a lot of guys have this like glorification and pedestalization of the chick, right? Like, oh my god, a hot girl is like this completely different creature. When you talk to more of them, you realize they're just normal people like you. Like, there's
Absolutely.
nothing special about these chicks. So fame, this gotta go at the top, bro.
I was gonna say, yeah, this is
Yeah.
better than money. This is confirmed model.
Yeah, this is confirmed model. I mean, we have Jay-Z in this because Jay-Z and Beyonce. Many other examples of famous dudes who pulled girls not just 1 or 2 looks points out of their league. Because like the, confirmed baddie, 1 or 2 looks points out of your league. If you become famous, you could pull girls 3 and 4 looks points out of your league. Like if you're a 5 out of 10 guy but you're famous, you could pull an 8 or a 9. I really believe that.
Sorry to interrupt, brother.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's the thing. This is why money's not that important to me, because money doesn't translate the same way that status does in a woman's head. If you tell a girl, yes, I run a logistics company and make $100,000 a month, it's gonna be blah, 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 blah in her fucking head, right? If you tell a girl, I have 500,000 followers, and she sees people coming up to you and taking photos, that translates in her head that you are a man of status and value. So fame is incredibly important, or just status is incredibly important. So from a more like local scale, just being a well-known guy in your area with a good social circle is super important.
Yeah, dude, being famous is so OP. I mean, I've talked about this on the channel before, not just to mention the pre-selection that you get, but fame beats looks. I mean, think about it this way, right? Who has higher PSL, Justin Bieber or Jordan Barrett? Everybody would say Jordan Barrett is objectively better than Justin Bieber, right? Like facially, better facial harmony, better, more striking features, etc. Who would every woman on earth rather go for though? Justin Bieber or Jordan Barrett? Justin Bieber,
That's
easily.
based.
Fame beats looks. When you get to a certain level of fame, it just overrides looks because women have an emotional attachment, especially if you're doing music or acting. Women have an emotional attachment to your work.
Or PUA.
Well, PUA is a different breed, bro. I think women would still pick Jordan Barrett over Mystery, though. I could be wrong. Passport bro maxing. What do we think about this? Passport bro. You could, dude, I talked about this with Wheat Waffles. The country you're in actually matters quite a bit. Like, I really believe that probably one of the easiest ways to pull girls out of your league is by relocating to somewhere where there's less competition or where the market's easier, right? So I actually think that this should go to confirmed baddie.
Yeah, that's true.
Not much else to say here.
Sadly true.
Sadly true.
You know why? Because like me and YBC like playing in the hard playing fields where other people run away, we run towards. Where other people run towards, we run away. Because like everyone's going to Philippines and Thailand, picking up, Asian chicks with. I want to be in fucking North America, picking up American 18-year-old baddies.
That's gonna get you canceled.
What? That entire sentence?
No, the is one. The is one. We're gonna have to censor that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to send this shit to Christian, bro. Just let him do his thing, Being her rebound. This is something that a lot of guys don't talk about. And it's partially, every guy subconsciously knows this. When guys are in the friend zone, they're simply waiting for shit to go down with her and her boyfriend so they could swoop in when she's at her emotional low, right? So she breaks up with her mans, she's crying, she's sad. Conveniently, there's a guy there ready to comfort her. Now, unfortunately, even though I don't like this and I think it's sleazy as fuck, it works.
Oh yeah.
Being a rebound works. Like waiting till the right moment to where she's like vulnerable and shit and you're just there to sort of comfort her.
Right.
That fucking works, bro.
But girls also use the rebound and the shoulder to cry on. A lot of times they cuck that guy.
Yeah, a lot of times
use it as leverage. So let's say it's a toxic relationship and there's some certain, guy best friend / gay best friend. The second that toxic relationship ends, that girl's gonna start using that gay best friend, guy best friend as leverage to make the other guy jealous to get him back. I've seen this happen. It's happened to me. So true for you and Vanu.
Yeah. So I think this should go at.
I would put looks match at best.
Yeah. Or at worst, at the very least, you're gonna get a looks match.
Right.
We can't confirm that you'll be pulling out of your league by being a rebound, but if she's a looks match or maybe slightly higher, I could see that being a possibility.
Totally.
Having hot girlfriends before her, really important, especially if she knows those girls and they were like, let's say that she has a friend group, you dated a hot girl that she knows and you break up. Well, it's tough to say. It really does depend, but I think that if she sees and knows that you've dealt with hot chicks before, you have a much higher chance of pulling her as well.
Bro,
That's how I see it.
sister code doesn't exist. These chicks all be sharing the same dudes, bro. It's not like dudes, even dudes, bro code doesn't really exist anymore anyways. But, you know, dudes have some type of respect for each other where you're not gonna, you know, smash your homeboy's ex or whatever the hell. Girls will actually find their homegirl's ex more attractive knowing that he's pre-selected
Right.
and he's been with another girl before, so on and so forth. So that's why pre-selection is so damn important.
Yeah, man. Where do we put this though?
I would put that confirmed baddie. If you dated a hot girl before, other ones will follow.
Yeah.
Girls are herd-minded. They follow trends.
Well, that's why pre-selection works so
They
well.
operate on FOMO. I just keep on yapping.
All right, next up we have niche maxing. So this is basically when you appeal to a certain niche of girl. The idea behind this is that by you appealing to a specific niche, your competition decreases because now you're not competing with the broader market of men, you're competing with a specific type of guy. Like if it's a girl who's tatted up fully, like has sleeves all over her body and shit, and then you do the same shit, those types of girls are usually going to end up with guys who are as tatted up as them. You know,
Right.
for like just from from what you observe. And so when you do that, there's not many guys who are like you. Most guys aren't fucking tatted up from head to toe, right? So it's like by niche maxing, you appeal to a certain kind of girl, and because she doesn't have as many options to choose from, you could end up with a girl out of your league physically. But because you're her type and you are in the niche that she's looking for, she'll go for you. That's kind of the idea behind it.
This might be cope, but I think niche maxing is arguably the same level of importance or even more important than looks maxing. Like if you have a unique look,
Yeah, for sure.
unique style, you get the point, it can really, really work in your favor. For example, like you said, tattoos.
Yeah.
Used to have seen in person the halo that I have because of some of my tattoos.
Yeah.
I have a few neck tats and stuff like that, and girls really eat that shit up. Even when I had the mohawk, one girl in specific came up to my mohawk and started touching the side of my bald head. So like girls like uniqueness, as cope as that sounds.
Yeah. Definitely, I would say if you niche max correctly, confirm baddie. For sure.
Facts.
Damn, bro, I don't even think we're gonna have anything in. Well, okay. No, we are. We saved the best for last. Escort maxing. What do you think about this? Escort maxing. I think you're finished. if you're escort maxing, you're finished, bro.
But yeah, the funny thing
Like-
is, dude, like some of these beta bucks relationships are equivalent to escort maxing damn near. They really are.
Yeah, but like, would you rather be in a beta bucks marriage or escort max? I'd actually rather be in a beta bucks. I think there's more honor in being a provider
pride.
and like a workhorse for a bitch than like being a guy who like on the weekend goes and drops a ton of money on esks. Now
That's so base.
no, but I understand when celebrities and shit do it because they got nothing to prove. They don't have to go and pull regular chicks. They want things to be discreet. They want her to sign an NDA. That's fine. But like if you're like a sub 5 and you're not taking any action to improve and shit, and you start escort maxing, you're finished. But let's say that you've done all the self-improvement, you've done the approaches, and it hasn't worked out. Low-key valid. That's my opinion.
It's not.
like
You know why?
it's a cope, bro. Just
No
let
one's
them
happy
cope,
with
bro.
escorts, bro.
But let
I've
them
talked
cope.
to these
bro.
guys
But
before.
But they're gonna be single either way, so let them cope. That's
I've
how I
talked
see
to
it.
these guys before. At that point, just go monk mode and like retain your seed and like.
That's a good point.
Try to ascend, you know,
Try-
spiritually. If you can't ascend, if you can't ascend physically,
Ascend spiritually.
that's the best guy. That's such good cope.
Yeah. Honestly, it's true. It's true. But yeah, you're finished, bro.
Right.
You're finished. You're finished. Jester maxing. Me and Ashton specialize in jester maxing. Here's the truth nobody wants to talk about. Even Chad's jester a little bit.
Yes.
Nobody wants to talk about this truth, bro. It's a reality. The matter of fact is, even Chads try to game chicks. Even Chads do some performative things here and there. And people who think that Chad can just go out and stand and exist and he'll have a girl on her knees ready to blow him, is just, that's how you know these guys don't go outside.
They don't go outside.
They don't
They've
go
never been in
outside.
social circles or friend
Never,
groups.
never.
Like if you've been in friend groups in specific with women, you will see the way the high value guys in the friend group behave, right? They're still joking, making a fool out of themselves at times, trying to be performative like Yusuf said. The thing with jester maxing is that it's high risk, high reward. If you do, jester maxing correctly, you can get the girl's phone number. If you do it wrong, you're gonna get her fucking, lawyer's phone number. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
look, I'm gonna say this. Let's say that you're sub 5, right? You have like horrible game, but all you know how to do is jester max. Like you just do performative things. You're a clown. You make her laugh. You get her attention. You could end up with a mid though.
right.
It's not like you're finished if you just. It's not like escort
Put that
maxing
shit
where
at
you're done.
confirmed model, yo.
Jester maxing and confirm. I'll get
Yes.
that out of here, bro. That shit's going at mids,
That's
bro.
the Ashton Adrian method, bro.
Okay, if you're Chad and you Jester max, yes, confirm models, but we're talking about getting girls out of your league. If you're Chad, there's pretty much no girls out of your league,
You
right?
know what? If you're like a sub 5 and you're a good jester, you know what you'll do with the girls that are out of your league?
What?
You'll warm them up. And then pass them to
Yeah,
the Chads.
literally. If you're looking to get better with cold approach, looking to get better at getting girls out of your league, looking to get better with women in general, check out my school. We have guys in there getting results every single day. Guys in there fucking killing it. And if you want to be a part of our fucking community, join. Link in the description. I'll see you guys later.
Let's get it. Immersion coming soon. Boot camp coming soon. Me and YBC coaching. Let's go.
Let's get it.